happy 80th birthday. Boy, I can't believe we've shared 6 birthdays together.
Happy birthday, Mom. I love you.
So love you, Mom. I hope you have a really great birthday. I appreciate everything you've done for me through the years. You've been a great mom, and I'm glad I've had 80 years. Or you've had 80 years. I've had 52 years with you.
Hi, Grammy. Happy birthday. We love you.
Have a great 80th.
Hey Grammy, happy 80th birthday. So happy to have you in our lives. I hope you have a great one.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grammy.
Just happy birthday from Sam and Sophie.
I love you, Grammy.
Happy birthday, Grammy. Love you.
Hey Grammy, happy 80th birthday from Venice. Bridge of Sighs behind me here. We love you. We miss you. Can't wait to see you soon at Christmas.
I love how artistic you are and how you were always wanting us to explore our own creativity and discover our passions, and if we had any interest in the arts, and it seems like we all do.
Everything that you pick up becomes something beautiful and wonderful, and it's just, I've always been in awe of that.
Said, I love how creative you are and how supportive you are of everyone and all their creativity.
When I think back on some of my memories of you, I get a big smile on my face. I think of, you know, how restless you always are, doing things with your hands, just like your mom and dad. You know, from ultra suede to glass sculpturing, you've always been very busy.
You take an interest in what I do, and you encourage me to be artistic with my welding, which is kind of odd and unusual likes and
She likes iron, rusty
rusty
metal.
Rusty metal.
He's got plenty of it.
I get that.
I remember you used to give us drawing pads or give me drawing pads and things after school for me to draw on with you, and I don't know, we'd always have fun just creating together.
So we're making this video to talk about some of the things that are really special about you. So we've been brainstorming. There's lots to think about. One of the ones that comes to mind for me is that you've always been very encouraging about doing creative work. So when I was a kid, if ever I had an idea about some project, you just pop in the car, we go get the art supplies, and immediately put something together.
I'm really amazed by how far you're able to push with. You've inspired our creativity, as you can see. Sometimes it's a little too much, so I'm blaming you for this. And yeah. So as you can see, the creativity is blooming in the Gyori household. And I think the majority of the fault lies with you. So I just really wanted to let you know. Thank you for that.
As you know, one of my favorite stories is from our youth when you decided to, for the whole family to hook a rug for the family room. And it felt like it was a neighborhood project that went on for years and years and years, and at the end of it, we had kind of this odd-looking Aztec rug that wiped out half of our living room.
We both have a little quirky sense of humor, and we can get to giggling about something that nobody else seems to think's funny. And I remember Mima as well, you know, she'd get to laughing and we'll get to laughing with her, and that giggling gets going, and it's probably obnoxious to everybody else in the room, but I appreciate your sense of humor. It's a little odd, just like mine is.
Was so awkward as a child that I'm pretty sure I said no words as we crossed the border into Canada, and the story you always tell about you asking if I wanted to take a picture with the flag, and then me very quietly being like, I think I'd like that.
What else? I love that your poker face, because when you are not happy about something, nobody has the slightest indication of that.
She's a fighter. I disagree with much of what she's fighting for.
You say, is that okay? Is it, you all right with that? You go, fine, fine, I'm okay.
And the new generation sets its sights higher because it has you as a role model.
Ever since Ava's been on the scene, or at least known about, you guys have been super supportive, not judgmental off of the strange situation at all. Been super helpful ever since she's been here.
I've had fun, Mom, recently getting to spend time with you as you've continued to be restless and gotten into the bookmaking mode and walking you through Shutterfly, and gosh, it seemed like we really built those books together, and that was a lot of fun.
I've told you this before, but all my friends, like their grandmas, don't know what an email is or how to even like get onto a computer, and I love that you have always wanted to keep learning, whether it's like anything, social media, editing. Like I know that you have like editing software on your computer, which is so cool because that's something that people my age are doing, and you're now 80 and you know so much of that information, and I just love that. It's encouraging knowing that you can be 80 years old and still be wanting to learn and learning so much, especially in such like a changing world where you went from not even having phones to now having all this new technology, and I think it's really cool.
And you're mechanical, which most women are not, and I find that interesting.
So Mom, another thing I love about you is that even as you get older, you're still getting more and more open-minded, which is often it works the other way. So I love that about you, and I think that's one of the reasons that encourages everyone who knows you and loves you to go out and try and be adventurous and try some new things.
You're always reinventing yourself, and you're so curious. And you know, when I first met you, you were just getting into real estate, and then you know, as you transitioned over, you started working together with Big John, and then you moved into art, and you're just always so curious. You were the first person I knew to have a cell phone, that big block thing that you had. And I love that about you, and I think we've all said that that's very inspiring. You love your family, and you always make us feel very loved and welcome.
I love that you're always passionate, you're always trying new things with photography, with glass work, with traveling. You're researching new things like the Ancestry.com thing where you're looking into our lineage.
I do disagree with her judgment in many cases.
You have made me proud, and you have made the country proud.
I have a lot of fun memories as a kid, from you taking us to museums, to playing with Webster, and getting to be there when Webster was a puppy, and you teaching me how to knit when I was 12, which is now something I still remember how to do, and I really enjoy, actually.
One thing that comes to mind first off is me becoming a mom in the beginning, and how much help you were to me, and how much we enjoyed little Max when I first had him.
Some really good childhood memories is going to all the Suns games with you and Big John. Getting dressed up in my little son's onesie or jumpsuit, and then getting put on the gorilla's shoulders. That was really cool.
And just the joy of motherhood, which I had no idea was going to be such a joy, and has continued to be such a joy. And I remember you telling me, these years are so short. Really, embrace them, enjoy them. They'll just be gone in a flash, and I've always kept that in my mind.
I remember when you picked me up, you, Big John, and Webster always picked me up after school, and we'd go into the car, and Webster would come back, and we'd talk, and it was lots of fun. I remember always having Webster right next to me and petting him and stuff, and have the radio going, and just enjoying your company and having fun with you.
For my summer internship this year, we had to write an About Me paper, and one of the questions was, what was your favorite tradition growing up? And I ended up putting the Easter egg hunts in Phoenix every year that we did, because I remember I enjoyed it so much that my last year doing it, I was racing around and I looked up and everybody around me was about half my age, so I realized at that point it was probably sadly time to retire.
I could have never gotten through those early years without all your help, getting through nursing school, you know, working, why I was going to school, 3 little stair-step kids. I mean, you were just always there for me whenever I called, Mom, I gotta go take an exam, whatever. I got called into work, you were always there to help me out, and I just so appreciate you, and I'm hopeful now that I'm a grandma with my kids, I'm gonna be that kind of grandma as well.
I think about, you know, shopping with you and, you know, hustling to get food that I could hide when I got home, and trying to talk you into letting us get special treats, and you always kind of managing us down. And you know, our big indulgence that you allowed us were things like King Vitaman that were just kind of pseudo good tasting but kind of nasty stuff. And so I spent most of the time when I needed a snack over at Dave Oscillier's eating ding dongs and things like that we couldn't get at our house.
Some of the things I've loved, you know, is when we lived close by to your place, and I would go for a run in the morning, and I'd see you walking on the running path, and that was just such a good memory of mine. Or when you'd come over to our house, and we did the Sunday movie nights, and we'd talk about some of the different movies that we liked and why we liked them.
One of my fondest memories, there's many, but one of them would be all the dresses that you made for us. I mean, you made our like smock dresses when we were really little, but then you also made my homecoming dress, my prom dress. But something that I loved when we were younger is dressing up in the smock dresses and going to Easter.
I went into Anna's closet and I found the little dresses I've saved, the smocked dresses that you made for Anna and Emmy. I don't know if you remember when Anna went through the Raggedy Ann phase. You remember that?
It was such an amazing experience when I was 13, getting that globe and being able to pick anywhere in the world and going with you and Big John. And that was all because of you. And now we're halfway across the world and we're seeing these amazing things. And I never knew this would have been possible from such a young age if it weren't for you. And I think that inspired me to push out and push forward and try and really see the world.
I remember as a young teenager when you first decided to get into real estate. I mean, you went all pour into it, and you were like multi-million-dollar producer right away, and had the trophies and awards. And you know, my other friends in high school, their moms were at the country club doing lunch and you know, not working, and you know, and here on my mom's like kicking butt out in the working world. And I remember just feeling really proud of that, and I hope that I have your kind of work ethic now, and that's what I've at least strived to do anyhow.
When I think of a memory, I think of Canada, probably with cousins. Yeah, that was really special. That was, I think, maybe one of my first like big trips, right? Yeah, so that was really
And we
special.
got to go on the airplane
by
alone.
ourselves, and we felt like we were so
Yeah,
cool.
and we got to wear like the important badges, and they came and checked on us during the flight, because we were in like, I was in 4th grade, I think.
Important badges.
Flying alone.
And then I also wanted to thank you for putting up with me during my trip to Pender, because I remember I would play basketball games against myself to games of 100 in your guys' kitchen. So I just cannot imagine how horribly repetitive that must have sounded. So I apologize for that, and thank you for putting up with it, because it was really one of my favorite memories and favorite trips growing up.
And taking me to the puppet theater, and me having a meltdown and not being able to face the stage, which would happen today if we tried to do that too.
You've raised 3 really amazing children, okay? Jill's an amazing person. Brad and Phil are wonderful men, and you know, have great families. But And you know, I'm kind of from the other side of the tracks, and things are a little different where I grew up, and the values that you instilled in your children, which they've instilled in their children, are things that are not so prevalent in life today, and it's really a good thing. And my children look up to Jill and the mother that she is, and so anyway, that's come from you and your side of the family, and that's really cool. So
I just want to thank you, Mom, for being such a great parent, always so supportive. It always felt like you were my #1 fan, whether it was at school or at swim meets or at swim practice. You know, always supporting me and always being there for me. I love you so much, and I can't wait to spend a bunch more birthdays together. I love you, Mom.
We definitely appreciate you, Grammy. You've done so much for us. You've always supported us. We know that really how much all your 8 grandchildren and now 1 great-grandchild mean to you. And, you know, we've always known how much you love us, and we obviously love you, and we really appreciate everything that you've done for us.
We love you, Grammy. Mwah.
I just wanted to take a minute and thank you for being such a wonderful grandmother and mother-in-law, and most of all, maybe even for me, a wonderful mother, because you raised a wonderful son.
I feel really lucky that I have grandparents like you and Big John, and you honestly haven't aged me like my entire life. You look great for 80. So, just throwing that in there.
So there's so much to say, but mostly we just want to say that we love you and have a wonderful, happy birthday, and we can't wait to see you this Christmas.
Happy birthday. I love you, and I can't wait to see you guys next.
We love you! I love you.
Anyways, I love you, Grammy. Happy birthday. Love you, Mom. Happy birthday.
we love you. Happy birthday.
I just wanted to share how much I love you.
So happy birthday, Grammy. Love you. Hope you have a great one. Mwah.
Excellent.
Great.